underway. Senate Republicans working on a plan to bypass the shutdown with a standalone spending bill for the military while calling on Democrats to stop playing games, they say, as they get ready for yet another vote today in the Senate.
I think the American people are wondering when the Senate Democrats are going to end their temper tantrum and vote to reopen the government. Every day that goes by, there are more and more Americans who are getting smaller and smaller paychecks, people who work for the federal government. Now, fortunately, the Trump administration has been able to make sure that our troops, our military, gets paid for a while longer, but there are limits to what they can do.
You know who knows it's day 16? Aisha Hosni. She's standing by on Capitol Hill. Hi, Aisha. Good morning.
I told you it was going to be a very long time, right? Hey, good morning to you. Well, look, if Democrats vote for this defense bill today, then they lose their leverage on the short-term funding bill. So don't expect them to vote for it. It is expected to fail today, and then GOP leaders will get handed more political ammo to use against them. Last night, Democrats once again blocked a short-term government funding bill for the 9th time in a row. They will actually try to take a 10th vote on it again today. Now, listen to this. This is new and breaking. Majority Leader John Thune has reportedly signaled to Democrats that he is willing to make a deal and give them a vote on extending the Affordable Care Act subsidies if they will agree to reopen the government. I caution everyone listening, it doesn't mean it has the votes to pass, but they would at least get a vote on it. Watch.
I've said we are willing to have the conversation. I've said if you need a vote, we can guarantee you get a vote by a date certain. I can't guarantee it's going to pass. I can guarantee you that there will be a process and you will get a vote.
Now, on the House side, Speaker Mike Johnson has been blasting Democrats who stormed his office foyer Tuesday night, swapping his posters for theirs. And video shows a congresswoman yelling at a Capitol police officer that she claims put his hands on her. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries declining to condemn this incident.
How would it feel if Republicans did that at your office?
I haven't seen the video, so I'm unfamiliar with the characterization that you are presenting. Congresswoman Nanette Barragan has issued a statement on the incident, and I think her statement speaks for itself.
So, Dana, we are watching the Senate very closely. They plan to take off for the weekend after votes today, but maybe there will be some movement now with this Thune offer up in the air. Dana?
All right, Aisha, thank you.
So meanwhile, in Virginia, just across the Potomac, the Attorney General candidates facing off in their first and only debate of this election cycle. Remember, the big vote's only, less than 3 weeks away. Democrat candidate Jay Jones' text scandal expected to dominate the conversation. He has sent past messages filled with politically violent rhetoric aimed at Republicans. Could shake up the race. Senior national correspondent Rich Edson's watching that in Richmond, Virginia. Rich, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. Well, this candidate and this race have upended Virginia politics, and it takes center stage tonight here from the University of Richmond. They will have their only debate tonight, the incumbent Republican Jason Miyares and Jay Jones, the Democratic challenger. Of course, it is Jones and his text messages from 2022 threatening that he had 2 bullets for the Republican House Speaker that have become a major issue in this race and the race for governor. Last week in the governor's debate, before Republican Winston Earl Sears finished her first answer on an unrelated question, she said her opponent, Abigail Spanberger, needed to answer for Jones. And that's a point Republicans across the state have been emphasizing.
Abigail Spanberger, who is the Democrat candidate for governor, had 3 chances in a recent debate for her to say that she doesn't support Jay Jones anymore, and she refused to do it. And it just is another window into the calculus of we'll do anything in order to win coming out of the Democrat Party.
Spanberger is in line with most other Virginia Democrats who've condemned Jones's text but have refused to call for him to drop out of the race, one where early voting started nearly a month ago. We're going to send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Rich in Richmond. I like it. Thank you, sir.
And Speaker Johnson with his daily update on the shutdown. Let's listen.
And we know what that means for real people. We know what it means for our troops and our Border Patrol agents and TSA agents and air traffic controllers and everybody who relies upon services around the country. It's very real. And so today marks yet another day of American families feeling the very real personal and economic strain of this reckless decision that our Democrat colleagues keep making They want.
But it's like he's trying to run a one-man band out there behind his seat. And leave a comment below. This is a make or break season for he's got to make an impact. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all you beautiful people out there across lands YouTube. We are on Thursday, the 16th October. As you know, Halloween is just around the corner, and we have a lot to talk about today. Boy, look on the screen. Wow, okay. Donald Trump, Operation Summer Heat. You guys heard of that? You had to bring it to your attention this morning. Operation Summer Heat. Did you guys hear about this? We're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about the shutdown. We're going to talk about the IRS shutdown. We got troops hitting different places. Did you guys know the troops now are hitting Memphis? And they said they shouldn't go there. In one day, over 20-some arrests. We got people, Alabama. We got people out there. There's pedos out there being picked up off the street. Operation Summer Heat has been in full effect, taking care of business. People in the chat right now, if you're coming into the chat, we got a lot to dive into. So if you're in the chat right now, smack that damn like button, subscribe. We're going to give you a lot of information that you're not going to want to miss today. And I'm getting ready to start right away with some clips, some information, some videos. If you're watching live, it's your first time, but first time in the chat. Shout out to the 200 people in the building. Make some noise! Because we love and appreciate you. We're all sitting here right now. We're going to have a good time, so get ready. People are coming into the chat. Subscribe right now. I just told you before we start our show every single day, we want to do a giveaway. If we get to 100 likes in the first minute, we're giving $100 out on every single day of the show for the rest of the month. 100 likes in the first minute, $100 giveaway. All you got to do is double tap your screens right now. Let's get it rock and roll. Moderators, let me know if we get there. If we do, we'll give the money out right away. Let me get back to this right now. Operation Summer Heat. Let's take a look at what's going on.
We're here for a different reason. It's called Operation Summer Heat. Just as we are forging peace and stability abroad, we're also restoring peace and safety and stability at home. And you see that in Washington, D.C., maybe better than any place, because we got there, and within 12 days it was very good. And within 30 days, it's been as safe as any city in the country. It's been great. Took out 1,700 people, got them out. Over the past few months, FBI offices in all 50 states made crushing violent crime a top enforcement priority. That's what they did, rounding up and arresting thousands of the most violent and dangerous criminals. Working with state and local partners, the FBI arrested over 8,000 violent criminals during the course of this period. In major cities like in New Orleans, Nashville, we saw a 250% increase in arrests. And we really went after the bad ones. These include 725 individuals wanted for violent crimes against children and murderers. These arrests are in addition to the work of our historic federal task forces that Make D.C. Safe Task Force has been unbelievable. I mean, the job they've done, it's incredible. And it's been so nice because so many people, they're going out to dinner and they're having dinners. They didn't go out for
what I'm going to break down for you guys so you know what it is. Starting back in June, July through September here, they had Operation Summer Heat. If you didn't see this yet, I had to bring it to your attention. Live on the show, shout out to the 400 people in the building. You're just getting here. Don't get stressed out at home. Sit back and do what? Smoke weed every day. Do what you got to do. And right now, if you're watching live on the phone, I'm trying to give out this money right now. Double tap your screens right now. Let's get to 100 likes right now. People watching, we got 10 right now. Everybody hit the damn like button, subscribe. People in the chat, tell them, hit that like button. I want to give out that $100 right now in the chat as we move forward. A piece I want to get into right now in some of these clips, man. Donald Trump, Operation Summer Heat, getting people off the streets, cleaning up places like D.C., cleaning up places like Memphis now. I'm going to show you a clip in a second. You're talking, they said, we don't need to have troops out in Memphis. Okay, over 20-some people. Look, there's a lot of shit going on. People getting arrested. Operation Summer Heat is stuff to do behind the scenes. They didn't even announce this. They got to business before people even knew. In the last 7 months, they have done a lot of work in the White House. I'm going to show you what they did because we're like, what has Trump done since he's been in office? Well, let's move on this piece right now because you got to get it from the horse's mouth. You got to get it from Trump. You got to get it from the FBI Director Kash. Let's get on here right now so you guys can hear some of this.
As I said, this is breaking news. We've kept it quiet for the summer. Operation Summer Heat was a 3-month surge by the FBI with our state and local partners. We started at the end of June, and we just wrapped up at the end of September. And what we did was follow one theme: crushing violent crime, one of this administration's key priorities. And we went into every single field office. We have 55 field offices scattered across the country. And today, we're going to unveil the results of Operation Summer Heat and what law enforcement can do when you let good cops be cops. I think a quick historical analysis is important here. You have to recognize that there was an explosion in violent crime, and it didn't happen in a month or 6 months. It happened over the course of years due to the prior administration's lackadaisical approach against crime, and violent criminals took advantage of that. So the FBI, under my leadership, we came in and said, okay, violent crime's exploding. Everybody knows that. We see that. You can't walk around these cities anymore. People are getting shot. Kids are getting shot. Drugs are killing our youth. We need to do what the FBI is best at and crush violent crime. So we targeted all the major cities in the country. You can't just walk into a city and say, okay, there's 150 law enforcement officers here, let's go arrest people. You have to build a ground game of intelligence that takes months. That's what we did in Memphis. That's what we did in Chicago. That's what we did in New Orleans. And that's why, at President Trump's direction, we went in quietly months ago into these cities to set phase 01. Now we're going in with the Guard to complete that project. And that's the beauty of operations like Summer Heat. Summer Heat had 8,700 arrests. In 3 months, Summer Heat had 2,281 firearms seized permanently off our streets. 3 months, fentanyl, 421 kilograms. By the way, that's enough to kill over 50 million Americans.
50 million?
50 million. On the low end, that's a conservative estimate. Lethal doses off that seizure. 45,000 kilograms of cocaine. We conducted operations that led us to 2,000 indictments and 1,400 convictions. And the bulk of that work came from our violent crime and gang forces. I want to highlight that because that was the focus of Summer Heat. 6,500 of this casework came specifically out of that. And here's something that's not on this chart. Operation Summer Heat found and located almost 1,000 child victims and returned them to safety.
Sexual trafficking?
Victims of sexual trafficking, victims of home abuse, victims of rape and violent crimes against.
You see what I'm saying right now? I had to play this out because people come into the chat, you know, we got to come together. Republicans, Democrats, got to find some kind of happy medium somewhere. Government shutdown, IRS, talk about, we're going to get to the IRS shutdown in just 1 second. That's a big conversation. We are going to talk about the IRS and what's going on in just a second. But Operation Summer Heat, what was this about? What was he trying to do? I can read you all the freaking messages on here, what was going on. They said, well, Trump's playing golf. Well, I can tell you right now, if you think Trump's playing golf, we got to go back and take a look at what actually got done, right? You just saw over 8,700 people arrested trying to get violent criminals off the street. We're not talking about someone that's stealing a Slim Jim from the corner store. We're talking about people, we're talking about shootings. We're talking about gang members. We're talking about people that are obviously drug cartel. We're talking about people in this country that shouldn't be here. We're talking about pedos. We're talking about people that have violent crimes against children. Do you know how great that is as a parent when you hear that the government is getting people off the streets that have violent, charges or doing weird shit with kids? I'm just saying, this is a big part of what we got to talk about. This is happening. And if you don't believe it, I'm reading it to you right now, all the arrests. And you can read it, public knowledge, public record. Let's take a look at this clip here.
In just 7 months, I hope the media takes a look at every one of these charts because these are the best numbers for fighting crime in U.S. history, and it's only 7 months in. And to do that, our vehicle to do it of choice was Operation Summer Heat, which the FBI architected to go after violent criminals. And in just a 3-month span, you had 8,700 arrests of violent criminals. You had 2,200 firearms seized off the streets permanently to safeguard our communities. You had 421 kilograms of fentanyl seized. Just to put that in perspective, that's enough to kill 55 million Americans alone. You had 45,000 kilograms of cocaine seized. And thanks to our Department of Justice partners, you had 2,100 indictments in 3 months, from June to September alone. Mr. President, that in and of itself would be historic for a 4-year presidency. You did that in 7 months because you let good cops be cops, and you partnered us with the right people at the Department of Justice to put the handcuffs on and bring them to court and put them in prison. And if that weren't enough, when you look at the year, for the entire 7-month period that we're talking about here. If you look at the past 4 years of the Biden administration, 16,000, 17,000, 15,000, 15,000. That's the number of arrests year over year of violent felons in this country for the Biden administration. Mr. President, in 7 months, you have 28,600 arrests of violent felons in just 7 months alone because of your leadership and the dedication of the men and women at the FBI who want to go out there and do the job they were prevented from doing because that department used to be weaponized and politicized. And this is what happens when you take out the fangs of weaponization. This number is historic by every metric, 28,000.
Here's what I don't get. People come in the chat right now, Republicans down. If you are a Trump supporter, put Trump in the chat right now. And if you're not, put no in the chat right now. I'm about to show you guys something right now. If you're just joining the damn channel right now, smack the damn like button. If everyone's a like button right now, you're going to get Republicans. You're going to get Democrats in here. You're going to get a lot of conversation, which is why we say to do that. We take that like button every day to bring in more people in the conversation so we know how people really feel. And what I'm saying is this. Look, we got people in the chat coming all the time. You're going to sit there and you're going to say, oh, you don't like Trump, but then you're going to realize they're arresting all these people that the Democrats would not have arrested. I'm going to show you a video now that I want you guys to see right now. Take a look at this clip real quick. I want you guys to tell me how you feel. This lady goes into great detail. If you're watching live today, we're going to cover a lot, obviously, with Operation Summer Heat, what's going on, what has Trump done in the last several months. But then we're also going to get to the IRS shutdown in just 1 second on what's happening. But I want you guys to take a look at this video. This lady gets up here and she starts explaining a lot of information. And she's breaking down Alabama, Operation Summer Heat, who's being arrested, and why you need to know what Trump is doing behind the scenes. Take a look at this.
Parents, they are after your children more than they have ever been in their lives. This is just the latest bunch that has been caught. So the Limestone County Sheriff's Department here in North Alabama has been running an undercover sting called Operation Summer Heat to protect our children. And this is just the newest batch of 11 men who have been arrested, are being held on no bond, waiting for an Ananias Law hearing where they will eventually receive no bond because they are a danger to community and the children, allegedly for educational purposes only, because innocent until proven guilty. Even they got all the chat logs and everything y'all done did, okay? But all of these 11 men from all over Alabama, as far as Tuscaloosa and even in my hometown, have all been arrested for solicitation of a child, traveling to meet a minor for inappropriateness, as well as human trafficking. Okay? Children. These men were after children. Because there are individuals who are after your children, and they have more access to them now than they have ever had in any point of time in history. They have more access to your children due to social media, smartphones, iPads, than they have ever had in human history, and they are using it. This is just another set of 11 that they got. They've already got many sets of men.
And we use people off all social media. We don't just go on here and capture news. We got people on all social media to show you what people actually are seeing and what they're doing. They are arresting people in every freaking state that's doing weird, awkward shit. All I'm saying is this: if you don't like this, you don't appreciate this, there might be something wrong with you, right? There might be. And then people in the chat, I saw some people come in, propaganda. What is propaganda? You think it's made up shit? You think it's made up fairy tale shit? Like, these are people arrested and they're showing it in different cities. And then if you come into the chat right now and you know what I'm talking about, the violent, I'm not talking about someone that goes out and does something wrong or they made a mistake. I'm talking about someone out there that is out there preying on people, right? Violent offenders, criminals, drug cartel, people hurting kids. When these people get arrested for that, and you're not sitting back going, hey, I'm very thankful that they're doing this, there could be something wrong with you, is all I'm saying. In the chat, if you agree, put yes right now in the building right now. If you agree with what I'm saying, take a look at this clip here. We're about to get into some more information that I know people haven't seen yet. But when I pulled this up right here, I took a look long and heavy to see what I was looking at to make sure that I had the proper understanding. But take a look here at what Trump had to say.
But over the past few months, FBI offices in all 50 states made crushing violent crime a top enforcement priority. That's what they did, rounding up and arresting thousands of the most violent and dangerous criminals. And these are among the most dangerous and violent people in the world. They were allowed, in many cases, not in all cases, but in many cases, they were allowed in by a very foolish, actually stupid, open border policy.
Just touting the arrest of thousands of violent criminals, all part of a nationwide operation. Joined by FBI Director Kash Patel and several other cabinet members on Wednesday, President Trump announced the success of Operation Summer Heat. Operation Summer Heat was carried out in cities across the country over the last few months with assistance from FBI offices in all 50 states. From June through September, the FBI arrested more than 8,000 dangerous criminals, including hundreds of violent gang members and nearly 1,000 people accused of crimes against children. He also touted the administration's overall crime crackdown success.
Since the start of the administration, the FBI has arrested over 23,000 violent criminals, more than double the number arrested in the final year of the Biden disaster. The FBI has also destroyed or severely disrupted more than 170 organized criminal enterprises and gangs, 1,600 of the most violent gangs, and confiscated over 6,000 illegal firearms.
And President Trump added, the operation is restoring peace and stability here at home, hinting San Francisco will likely be his next.
So then they said San Francisco is next, right? They hit all these, said D.C., right? Stings out there, getting out, taking care of certain places, Chicago, right? Then they're hitting out in L.A., right? Then now they're talking about San Francisco. Then they just got to Memphis. People are like, how come you just hitting this? They're going around the clock, literally going around the country, hitting all the cities that got some serious issues, and it's going to go everywhere. You have to clean up every single place, every city that's having this corruption and these problems. And people that are coming to the chat right now are like, hey, what are we talking about right now? Well, guess what? If you're a Trump supporter right now, put Trump in the chat. Why do we do this the whole time? We want to know how people feel, right? First off, Republicans, Democrats got to come together some way, shape, or form. That's why the government's shut down right now. Can't come to an agreement, right? At the end of the day, whose fault is it in the chat right now that the government is shut down? Is it the Republicans' fault or is it the Democrats' fault? In the chat, let me see. Put them in the chat if you think it's a Democrat's fault. Put Republican if you think it's Republicans' fault. I'm taking a look at see how you guys feel right now. The reason why I say this and why this is so important is because there's a trickle-down effect to everything. When Kamala Harris, let's say Joe Biden, because if you say Kamala Harris, it's not really fair because she wasn't the president. Joe Biden was in office. Who was running the office? The world may never know, realistically, right? Was it Joe Biden? Was it Kamala Harris? I would say this. Was it Clinton? Was it Nancy Pelosi? Like, who was running the government? Who was running the presidency? Who was running everything, really, if you have asked questions about it, because you don't really know, to be honest, who was doing it, because Joe Biden, I don't think he really had the capability. I'm not making fun of Joe Biden for his age or what happened. I'm not doing that at all. But the reality is, I don't think he was all the way there to be able to be as responsible or be as engaged or to be as helpful or to be a leader or someone that people can look up to and say, hey, this guy's really running the country. I will tell you this. With Trump working around the clock, traveling, reaching different countries out there in Israel, we just saw out there handling that whole thing, trying to meet with different leaders around the world. There's so much going on, even just national, statewide, going places, there's no sleep. Being the president of the United States, you have to be extremely exhausted at the end of the day. Till the end of the week, I get to Friday, I'm like, whew, tomorrow, I got 4 kids at home, they're a little tired, right? When you are the president of the United States, every single problem gets smacked on your desk, whether it's FBI, whether it's this, whether it's that, whether it's world wars, whether it's, economy, whether it's immigration, whatever. Everything is getting smacked on your desk, and you got to make decisions. You got to make them fast. Due to what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done, obviously before this, letting millions of people in here, ICE had to step in. When ICE stepped in, ICE is going out arresting people, ramping up. After they ramp up and arrest people, then it gets to the point where it's like, okay, Operation Summer Heat, not even just the foreign illegal people. It's people in this country doing weird shit, and they didn't make this announcement until now, and that's why I got these messages. Take a look at this clip.
A time when violent crime soar, as you know, but not under President Trump. Today we're announcing the results of a sweeping law enforcement effort known as Operation Summer Heat. We were in many cities that people didn't know about. We kept it a little quiet, and it had a big impact, and you'll hear.
you know, and the reason why this is important is this. The impact of this, again, is a trickle down. People are like, well, what's he going to do after he fixes the cities? Well, he implements that so that way the local police, law enforcement can now step in and actually handle the process. By the way, we're getting closer to 77,000 subscribers. If you're watching live in the chat right now, it's your first time in the chat, put first time so we can shout you out right now. If you're in the chat right now, put first time so we can shout you out right now. Everybody, if you've been here before, if you've been in this show before and you're a subscriber, put an S in the chat right now. If you are a subscriber, you've been here before, put an S right now. And if it's your first time, put first time in the chat. We're going to shout you out right now. What is that? Let's bake. What's going on? How you feeling? Joanne, what's going on? Chris, what's up? Ivy, how you feeling? Big Jim in the chat. I'm seeing any messages coming right now. Welcome them. If you've been here before, please welcome them. Show them love. Show them the community we have here. And I'm telling you right now, a giveaway went out this morning to a lucky person. They're going to come into the chat and announce that they won yesterday. And we have another giveaway going out today to a lucky new subscriber today. So make sure you subscribe right now. The more people, the better. I'll make that announcement through the show because I want people to know if you smack that damn like button and get it up, all the freaking people in the chat, it brings all the new people into the building. I got more clips for you to take a look at right now. Watch this.
I used to watch these cities with the murders. Chicago recently had one deal where they had 11 murders in one weekend, and they said, well, yeah, but it was a holiday weekend. They actually told me that was the reason. Like it was okay because it was a holiday. It was Labor Day. These people are the worst. They really have to. You better, I tell you what, the people in Chicago and the people in places like that can be fixed. At some point, it gets to where you can't fix it anymore. It's too far gone. And we have some cities like that. But these are great cities that can be fixed. I'm going to be strongly recommending, at the request of government officials, which is always nice, that you start looking at San Francisco. I think we can make San Francisco. There's one of our great cities 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and now it's a mess. And we have great support in San Francisco, so I'd like to recommend that for inclusion, maybe in your next group. You'll get great support. Every American deserves to live in a community where they're not afraid of being mugged, murdered, robbed, raped, assaulted, or shot.
I appreciate you subscribers coming to the building right now.
New subscriber.
Greatly appreciate you. See it running up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All you beautiful people coming into the chat right now as we approach 1,000 people in the chat. Let me just tell you something. When I'm taking a look at, like when the news pops on, I go, hey, what's going on right now? What's Trump doing? Think about what Trump's everyday life. Seriously, if you're sitting back right now watching this damn live stream, think about what Trump's everyday life is like. He wakes up in the morning. He's like, oh, shit. He puts his shoes on, right? He walks out that door, right? Or he walks into the Oval Office. Every morning he puts the news on. It's like, okay, Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump did this. I don't like Trump. All the media, right, will tell you all this shit. All the media. The far right Republicans are going to say, hey, taking care of criminals, getting it done, right? Getting it done. What Democrats going to say? Where's the Epstein list? Like, that's all you're not going to get a lot from them because what they do is they just hound you the whole time. And that is the problem. Regardless who's in office, if Joe Biden had won, if Kamala Harris had won, right, I would want them to do well. Why? Because I live in this country. I would want them to do well. I don't wish harm on them to do bad. I might want them to get out of office because I want Trump in office, but I still want Kamala Harris to do well. I want them to do well because they are running the country at that point in time. When Trump's in there right now and he's trying to eliminate violent criminals, he's trying to get rid of illegal people that are in this country. He's trying to do all of these things to make America great again, get men out of women's sports. These are things for the country to do well. This isn't, hey, let everybody in, because then it wouldn't be America. If you open the doors, let everybody in the damn country, it wouldn't be America, right? In the chat right now, deport or let them stay. If you're in the chat right now, put deport or let them stay. I want to hear right now how you guys feel. Deport those illegal immigrants. Deport or let them stay. I'm taking a look right now. I'm taking a look at it right now. I know people in here, Brandon Mason doesn't, come on now, care about child trafficking. I do care about trafficking. So to say that, come on, Jade. Jake, is it Jade or Jake? I can't even see my damn glass on. Come on now. Don't come in the chat and say dumb shit. I got 4 children. The most important thing in this world is our children. You know, we got our wives, our children, right? Our health, right? The most important thing is our children. That is 100%. And that is why what we just saw, what Trump is doing, right? Operation freaking Summer Heat was stopping that, putting those people off the streets, which if he's going to say that, right, he's going to say that, right, come in the chat and say that, okay, I don't care about that. Then why would I show this clip that I just showed with the lady talking about it right on the damn screen right now, right? You guys just saw it. If you just joined us right now, look, she's talking about it right here.
Parents, they are after your children more than they have ever been in their lives. This is just the latest bunch that has been caught. So the Limestone County Sheriff's Department here in North Alabama has been running an undercover sting called Operation Summer Heat to protect our children. And this is just the newest batch of 11 men who have been arrested, are being held on no bond, waiting for an Ananias Law hearing where they will eventually receive no bond because they are a danger to community and the children, allegedly for educational purposes only, because innocent till proven guilty. Even they got all the chat logs and everything y'all done did, okay? But all of these 11 men from all over Alabama, as far as Tuscaloosa and even in my hometown, have all been arrested for solicitation of a child, traveling to meet a minor for inappropriateness, as well as human trafficking. Okay? Children. These men were after children. Because there are individuals who are after your children, and they have more access to them now than they have ever had in any point of time in history. They have more access to your children due to social media.
So you see what I'm talking about. And Jake, that's not what I said. What I said is this. Everybody listen up, because some people come in, they don't hear correctly. I did not say that saying the Epstein files is a bad thing. I did not say that you should not want the Epstein files to be released. And I did not say that you should not mention that. What I said is this. No matter what Trump does, I told you this. If he cures cancer, if he stops 55 wars, if he does anything, the Democrats are going to say, it is just a distraction from the Epstein list. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now, should the Epstein list be released? Yes. I would do this all the time. All the Democrats coming here right now like, why do you say? Everybody wants it released. Republicans and Democrats want the damn Epstein files released. And to prove it, Republicans in the chat, please help Jake understand. Please help Jake. Is it Jake or Jade? I'm sorry. I still can't see the damn name. The screen over here, I'm like, I don't know why it's blurred out. It's in the chat right now, people. Tell him or her right now, because God bless, I don't know if I said it wrong. Do you want the Epstein files released? Yes or no? Everybody, yes or no? Okay, now watch. Now watch, Democrats. I've been saying this. Here come everybody. Republicans and Democrats already know we want the Epstein files released. We know this. You don't have to make that announcement every 5 minutes because we already know this. We want that as well. Republicans want the same thing, Democrats. So you know, and by the way, I got a lot of Democrats that are friends and family. Nothing wrong with that. If I say Democrats, I'm not saying it a bad way. I'm just saying we have different beliefs and a lot of things, different policies. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It's just policies. If you believe men should be in women's sports, that's your own thought process. Republicans do not want that. Republicans do not want that. Operation Summer Heat is to get violent criminals off the streets, to make sure we don't have crazy freaking, listen, we should never use the word retard. It's a bad word to use. I was taught that. My mom was like, don't say that word again. I said, I wasn't saying it like that. She said, don't use that word again. I said, I won't use it anymore. Right? Because some people get mad about a lot of things, and I'm not trying to say it in any kind of bad way, right? Let's take a look at this real quick. Here's some questions we had to get off here. Let's take a look.
What's the next step in this war on cartels, and are you considering options, are you considering strikes on land?
Well, I don't want to tell you exactly, but we are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control. We've had a couple of days where there isn't a boat to be found. And that, I view that as a good thing, not a bad thing. But we had tremendous amounts coming in by boats, by very expensive boats. You know, they have a lot of money, very fast, very expensive boats that were pretty big. And the way you look at it is every boat that we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives. So every time you see a boat and you feel badly, you say, wow, that's rough. It is rough. But if you lose 3 people and save 25,000 people, these are people that are killing our population. Every boat is saving 25,000 lives, and you can see it. The boats get hit, and you see that fentanyl all over the ocean. It's like floating in bags. It's all over the place, and it's a tremendous. We're saving tremendous amounts of lives.
Here's why I show these clips, because you can't just go on there and show the regular media all day. Right, NBC and MSNBC and CNN and, they're just going to hate on Trump the whole time. Then you go to Fox and they're like, hey, we got to support Trump because everybody else seems to be like, hey, I'm obviously not, going to just go against the grain. But if everyone's going to just bash on Trump the whole time, give us some reasons why you're bashing, right? Like Democrats in the chat, what is Trump doing wrong right now? Like the reason why you should subscribe to this channel and why you should be a part of this is because I want to hear from you. I want to read your messages. I want to hear what you got to say. When you watch all these other channels, what do? They talk and they don't talk to you at all. You go on, watch Fox, watch CNN, watch them. They're not going to talk to you. I'm talking to you right now, and the live guests that are going to come on the show are going to talk to you. And what I'm saying is this. Don't come into the chat as a Democrat and just be like, Epstein files. Because that means you don't know anything. That's all you say, Epstein files. Did Joe Biden release the Epstein files? Did Kamala Harris release the Epstein files? I believe they could have, right? Democrats, where were you at that point, though? Like that's when I have these conversations, and I call it like it is, I think Trump should release the Epstein files. I agree with you, Democrats. I agree with you, Republicans. But when Joe Biden was in office, where were the Democrats like, release the Epstein files? Why were they so quiet then? Why were the Democrats so quiet when Trump was in office about the Epstein files? Like they weren't saying anything. I was on the live stream talking. I didn't anybody say anything. As soon as Trump gets in office, Epstein files. Okay, well, guess what? That's one thing that we all agree on. Now, in the chat right now, deport or let them stay. Let's move on to the next piece of the pie right now. Deport or let them stay. How do you guys feel about the immigrants? Deport or let them stay? Drop it in the chat while I get to this piece right here. The IRS. Okay, let's get to this conversation because I got a lot of videos for you people. And if you guys are in the building right now, this is an important one because we talked about the tariffs coming in, right? And I had said on the stream, I said, Trump said he was going to give that money back to the people. And then I had a lot of people, a lot of Democrats like, you said I was getting a paycheck. Obviously, when the tariffs started, Trump was like, this is the paycheck for Americans. We're all going to get paid that day. And of course, Democrats took it literally and said, and when I say Democrats, I'm saying because it's proven on the channel, not because I'm saying it, because they come in and they say this. They say, you said we were getting money on that day. I said exactly what Trump said, and I showed the video. He said, hey, on that day, when the tariff started, we're going to start getting paid that day. And the truth is, our country is getting paid, and we are going to get paid. And I do believe that right now, a lot of this is going toward the IRS and bills that are owed and debts that we have and all that. It's going to start making some sense here. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you want the IRS open or closed? In the chat right now. You want the IRS open or you want the IRS closed? Do you want to have the IRS, yes or no? I'm asking you guys in the chat right now. I got to know how you're feeling. A lot of people are like, hell no. A lot of people are like, yeah, I don't mind. In the chat right now, do you want the IRS open or closed? Tell me right now how you feel. Some people want it open because they want to get money from them and they're owed money. Some people want it closed because they don't want to deal with the BS of how when you own a business, like, how do I do this? And I got to pay all these accountants to make sure that I do it right. And there's legal avenues you got to do. And how can you have write-offs? I can't have write-offs unless I do it this way. Like, there's all this stuff to learn, and the IRS gets involved in your stuff, and you got to make sure you do it right, or you can have financial penalties and all this. So people are getting frustrated. But let me show you some clips right now that I want you guys to see about what's going on with the IRS. We're going to start with this one, and we're going to go through. Let's take a look at this. This is getting very, very, very interesting. Take a look.
This is another win for America. More than 21,000 IRS agents has reportedly accepted President Trump's administration's recent offer to resign, reported by New York Times. Now, I'm going to say, is that all of them? If it's not, keep going, okay? President Trump needs to get rid of the IRS. They have threatened us with jail time if we don't pay. They have threatened to garnish our wages, levy our homes and properties if we don't pay. They have stolen our tax dollars and flushed it through NGOs, spent it like their own bank account while Americans struggle. However much you hate the IRS, let's hope, okay, by this time next year, there is no more IRS and these big corporations are paying the taxes through tariffs. IRS needs to be abolished as of yesterday, okay? And I'm not kidding. This will help the American people. I'm going to say, how many of you are continuing to pay taxes after?
Watching live in the building right now. We are 8 likes away from 100 likes on the show this morning. Everybody watching, double tap your screens right freaking now. We got 10 seconds to hit 100 likes right now. 10, 9, 8, 7. Double tap your screens right now, baby. Run it up. We are talking about a lot of things right now. The IRS shutdown. How important is this for you? How important is this for your business? How important it is for you when you work or there was no tax on tips, right? All that too, right? You want to go out and buy something, you got to prove what you make. When you prove what you make, you got to pay taxes. In order to prove what you make, you show more money, and then you got to pay more tax. Then you have less money, you can't buy the shit anyway. So all these people are getting frustrated with the IRS. Take a look at this clip here, this guy. And I show all walks of life, people. I don't just show the major professionals sitting there, their property generate. I show everyone. People from different demographics, different cultures. Let's take a look at this clip.
The IRS has officially shut down. Yeah, the IRS has officially shut they motherfucking doors. They closed down due to the government shutdown. And they also fired, where they furloughed over half of their motherfucking staff. So a lot of them folks out of job and everything, all right? So a lot of folks didn't really know that. But I can say this. So I say about 5 months ago, somewhere around up in there, Trump was saying he wanted to get rid of the IRS, all type of shit, right? And a lot of folks didn't really believe that shit. But nowadays, like I said, we living in a time where if a motherfucker say that if a motherfucker like him say they gonna do some shit like that, I can believe it because it's very possible. You know what I mean? Like we just seen the unthinkable happen. You know what I mean? Look what happened in 2020. Make it make sense. So it's like when you living in la la land and thinking that these folk can't do shit and make shit happen and switch shit up. Man, hey, you gotta stop thinking like that. They can do what they want to do. They're just about.
So now Trump goes out there and uses the tariff money, and he closes down the IRS, or he uses the money to fund taxes. Wouldn't you guys be happy about that? I mean, I would say. Look, I would say if I was out there right now, okay, and I was sitting back going, hey, the tariff checks are going to pay your taxes right now. I'd say, hey, appreciate it. I'd say that's a win for the American people. Wouldn't you say that, people in the building right now? Do you agree, yes or no? Put yes in the chat if you agree with me, and put no if you disagree. Put yes if you agree, put no if you disagree right now. Do you think if we use tariff money to pay all of our tax money that we wouldn't be a better country for it? We're getting money from other places, paying bills for us, so we don't have to fork that damn bill. That money goes back in your pocket. You're able to go buy things. Maybe for your family, maybe your kid wants something for Christmas. Maybe it's Thanksgiving dinner. Maybe it's those last few gifts, those presents. Maybe it's that car you want to get, or that first time, that house you want to buy. And IRS goes, yeah, you know what, man, you file your tax the last couple of years, you just didn't make that much, and you don't got much money in your checking account now, and it's just not looking too good for you, and we can't do it. Well, guess what? What if that money that you had to pay in all year, you got all that money back? Or what if you had to pay in at the end of the year and they said, you know what? You owe that $15,000, that $20,000, that $50,000. You don't got to pay that. You can keep it because the tariff money came in and cleaned it up for you. Don't you think that would be a win for the American people? And that would be a Republican stepping off as getting that done. Democrats would say, no, we're going to pay more taxes. We're going to raise interest rates. That's what I don't get. It isn't that I don't like Republicans and Democrats or independent. It's not that. It's I look at the reality. Republicans want to have free enterprise. Republicans want to get criminals off the street, right? And look, we all got our cousins. We all have our friends. We all have a brother or a sister or an aunt or uncle or a family member that they just can't get it right, right? They're doing this. They're getting arrested. They're doing this. They're getting arrested. And it's like, they're good people. They're making mistakes, right? That happens. But the violent ones, the ones that are hurting kids, hurting women, the trafficking, all that kind of stuff, come on now. They got to come off the streets, right? So let's take a look at this clip here. This guy explains something right now about the IRS. Let's take a look.
President Trump has said on multiple occasions that he's going to get rid of the IRS and he's going to replace it with the ERS. And I was actually at the inauguration in Washington, D.C., and my favorite part of his speech was when he said, we're going to use tariffs, okay? The External Revenue Service is going to go external, is going to go out there and collect tariffs from foreign countries and foreign companies. And he said, we're going to use the tariff money to enrich the lives of the American people. Amazing, amazing. And he's already generated $500 billion in tariff money, and he hasn't even gotten started yet. Now, the IRS is collecting $2 trillion a year. So we've got a ways to go before we're able to collect $2 trillion from tariffs. However, with DOGE on the scene and cutting waste, fraud, abuse, pulling out the money laundering, being able to close down now with the shutdown, close down agencies, fire long-term federal employees, we're going to see those numbers, our financial needs as a nation, drop by billions and billions and billions of dollars. Now, there are people out there that say that the IRS is no longer. Have y'all heard these people? I mean, I'm in the tax business, IRS, that's what I do. And people will say, even on TikTok, they'll be like, the IRS doesn't even exist. The agency has been abolished. We are free. And I'm like, well, that's weird because they're still sending letters. You know, they're still wrecking people's lives. But have y'all heard that, or am I the only one? If you've heard it, put a comment down below. And I read every single one of them because I'm curious. I really want to know. And if you're one of these people that says the IRS has already been abolished, please give me your sources. Please bring
people coming into the show right now. The reason why, and I just put a message in there. We got a message in our Plump said that CNN is journalist. CNN. The only place you can talk about is CNN. First off, just so you know, Anderson Cooper has said a lot of great things about Trump in the last several months. Also, Hillary Clinton has said a lot of great things about Trump in the last few months. And even Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have praised Donald Trump in a lot of ways. So, you know, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you believe CNN is great, obviously you're one of those people that believe all the things like men and women's sports. You believe that we should have higher taxes, higher interest rates. You also believe that all illegal people should just be able to pour into the border. That is why, this is the point. This is what I'm trying to say. I have a question, people in the chat. You tell me if I'm wrong. And I love everybody. I give everybody a chance, right? Don't you think the people that are so far left should just move to another country? And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm not saying this because I want them, hey, you're a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. So don't get offended by this message. Please don't I'm not trying to offend you. What I'm saying is, if you are so far left and you are so against the American freedom way and literally making it to where we have our real system where, you know, if you come in and you are illegal, you got to go. Like, we have to have some kind of opportunity here that makes sense. No women, like I said, no men and women's sports, all these things. You got tampons and boys' bathroom. If you want all that, why don't you just go to another country and get the communist kind of approach? Like, the reason why I say that is just because I'm just asking a question. Not because I know other countries that have all that you can get all that, and you don't got to worry about it. Like, you could have all those things that you're actually saying that you like. I would do it. Like, if I was that way, I would do it. Like, I'm just saying, if I'm living in a state I don't like, I move. Listen, I grew up north, Jersey, New York. I happen to love it. I moved to Florida. I got no state income tax. You can move to Texas, no state income tax. Go to California, you're getting crushed on your money. That's a Democratic state. Why would I want to do that? It's a beautiful looking state. I love going out there, riding up through Malibu. It's beautiful. Out there in LA, so many great things. But why don't I live there? Because I don't like how it operates, so I move. I'm just suggesting that people in the chat that come in here that literally, and not just come in the chat, but talk about this. If you want all those things, then why don't you go where that is? Like, go where they enjoy that. But here in America, when you start introducing men and women's sports and this kind of stuff, I would argue the fact that everybody in the chat right now, do you think there should be men and women's sports? Let's check it out right now. Let's check it out right now. In the chat, do you believe there should be men and women sports? Yes or no? Men and women's sport. We got to see if we agree on this one at least. We agreed on the Epstein files. Everybody in the chat, right? Republicans, Democrats, we agreed on the Epstein files. Do you think there should be men and women's sports? Okay, here's what we look. Everybody that says yes, I want you to explain to me why. Here it is. Everybody's put no. We got a yes in the chat. We got one yes so far that said yes. Why would you? So basically, what you're saying is you want your son to play against my daughter in sports. Like, look, everybody's saying no so far, right? So far, right? So far is no, which to me makes the most damn sense, right? Like you don't want men and women's sports, right? That means we agree on that. We agree on the Epstein files. Like we're getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Let me show this clip real quick before I get to the next piece. I want you guys to see this real quick.
So nobody is talking about this, and that's because they don't want people to know. Y'all, the IRS just quietly closed its doors, and the only reason why I know about it is because my sister works there, and she called us to let us know that she just worked her last shift. She told me that they were supposed to stay open till around the 15th or until funding got sorted. Remember, Congress is trying to find a way to fund the government right now. But today, after her last shift, click, they locked the doors. So here I am scouring the internet to find some videos for you guys. I can't find one legit videos, no media coverage whatsoever. I just come across this one guy. He's an IRS agent who's helping his client file some taxes, and the surprise on his look when he came up to the building, find out they were closed, y'all, priceless. So something is going on out there that people don't want us to know, y'all. The IRS just shut down.
Now, I'm not saying that I believe the IRS shut down. What I believe is the simple fact that if Trump had it his way, the IRS would be shut down. That's all I'm saying. I believe this. He's leaning more toward this. And with the government shutdown right now, there's a lot of concerns. Because with the government shut down, Trump is doing a lot of things that he wants to do, whether you love it or not. If you're a Democrat and you're sitting back on, oh, shit, it's shut down. Guess what? Trump's making moves. Trump is making moves right now. So I believe Democrats should step up to the plate and say, hey, let's negotiate a little bit. Now, in the healthcare position right now, you got healthcare in the chat, yes or no? Who's got healthcare? If you're watching live in the building right now, do you have healthcare? Drop it in the chat right now. I want to take a look at this because a major conversation Republicans and Democrats are having right now, simply a lot of it is about healthcare. Right? They want Democrats to come to the table and understand that healthcare has to be adjusted. Democrats are like, no, we're not changing that. We're going with Obamacare. I can tell you right now, the Obamacare did not take off. The Obamacare did not take off. And all these other different types of healthcare, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, it's all shitty. Like we have to agree on something also, right? So far, we agree on the Epstein list. Most of us agree that there should be no men and women's sports. Most of us, right? And now, healthcare. Do we think healthcare is screwed up? Because I'll tell you right now, by looking at what I'm reading in the chat, Democrats, Republicans, we might agree on 3 damn things so far today, right? Like, come on, let's be honest. No men and women's sports, check mark, right? And listen, by the way, I love and appreciate, I don't care if you're gay, straight, what you are, transgender, have no disrespect to that. I'm just talking about the reality. No men and women's sports, right? Then we get to the fact that we're talking about here, IRS, money, where's it going, right? Now we're talking, look, we can name a bunch of things that we all agree on. Then it comes down to the border here. Let's get to the border here right now. Okay. Border, open or closed? In the chat, open or closed? Do you believe the border should be wide open? Hey, come on in. Hey, by the way, come across the south side. Come across the west side. Come across the east side. Do you believe the border should be open or closed? Here comes Republicans. Close that shit down, right? And then watch, you're going to see in a second. You're going to see, here come the Democrats. Leave it open. Everybody can come on in and play, right? That's the thing about it. But I'm seeing closed so far everywhere. Oh, hold on a second. Put it again, people. Put it again. Open or close. I'm trying to read it here on my screen. Here we go. Man, maybe there's a lot more people than I thought that are in the building right now. Right? Everybody's saying closed. Did we just agree with the Democrats again? Hold on. And by the way, there's some beautiful Democrats that I know. There's some amazing Democrats and some amazing Republicans. I say that because we have to vote one way or another, right? I know people in the chat can have both views. You can be a Republican and you can have some Democratic things, or you can be a Democrat and you can believe a lot of things that Republicans say. So I'm with you. There's some beautiful people. I got moderators in here, Republicans, Democrats. I love everybody. So let's not get that confused. But right now, I got to write this shit down. We got, hey, Republicans, Democrats. Can we get around it? Hey, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Are we kind of agreeing right now? Hold on. Let me see something real quick because we got a lot of people agreeing. I got to make sure that I don't got my damn live stream messed up. If you're watching live right now and you're a Republican, put an R in the chat right now. If you're a Democrat, put a D in the chat right now. Because I don't know. Because I think we're agreeing a lot too much right now in the chat. I got to make sure. Big Bill, how you feeling? Chat in the building. We still appreciate you. We still appreciate you, Jake. We still appreciate all our freaking people. Greg in the building. How you? Here come Democrat, Republican, or put an I in the chat if you're independent. Here we go. Here comes some people right now. I got to tell you, there's a lot of Republicans. There's a lot of Democrats in the building. But guess what? We've been agreeing on a lot of shit. I'm going to go back. People just joining us right now. Like, what happened with the If you're a subscriber right now, make sure that like button, subscribe right now, people in the building. Let me get, to this right now. I'm going to show you something that we got to take a look at real quick. I know people that are coming in the building didn't get a chance to see this. But let me show you this real quick on what's actually transpired. I know Kash Patel is having a conversation explaining this pretty well, and Trump's sitting there in the building having a conversation. I'm going to show you some of these clips real quick because it's very important to take a look at. I think people are coming in that just missed this. Watch this.
We're here for a different reason. It's called Operation Summer Heat. Just as we are forging peace and stability abroad, we're also restoring peace and safety and stability at home. And you see that in Washington, D.C., maybe better than any place because we got there. And within 12 days, it was very good. And within 30 days, it's been as safe as any city in the country. It's been great. Took out 1,700 people, got them out. Over the past few months, FBI offices in all 50 states made crushing violent crime a top enforcement priority. That's what they did, rounding up and arresting thousands of the most violent and dangerous criminals. Working with state and local partners, the FBI arrested over 8,000 violent criminals during the course of this period. In major cities like in New Orleans, Nashville, we saw a 250% increase in arrests. And we really went after the bad ones. These include 725 individuals wanted for violent crimes against children and murderers. These arrests are in addition to the work of our historic federal task forces that make D.C. Safe Task Force has been unbelievable. I mean, the job they've done, it's incredible. And it's been so nice because so many people, they're going out to dinner and they're having dinners. They didn't go out for 4 years.
Nobel Peace Prize? Is someone put in the chat that Trump should have got the Nobel Peace Prize? Who agrees with that right now? Who agrees in the chat right now? Trump should have got that Nobel Peace Prize in the chat right now. Put yes in the chat. Put a Y in the chat. If you think Trump should have got the Nobel Peace Prize, yes or no. I got to tell you something. He might be getting one soon, though. I'm just saying, maybe. And if you're undecided, put, I don't know yet, right? But I don't know yet. But Plump, you're not speaking the truth. Plump, you're not speaking the truth. Because let me tell you why. If you come into the chat, let me tell you what speaking the truth sounds like. When you come in, you go, damn, I really like that, but I really don't like that, right? You know what? I like that he stopped those wars. I just wish he would release the files. Okay, you sound like a real person. You know what? I'm so glad that he, stopped all the illegal people from pouring in. But you know what? I wish he would do this. Okay. Or you know what? I like what he's doing. I just wish he didn't talk like that. I'll give you that. You sound like a straight up person. When you come in every day and you just throw shade and you throw hate and you say everything's propaganda, everything. If I got on here and I said, oh, Kamala Harris is amazing, you go, oh, yeah, she's great. Right? Because that is when you're not realistic. People do great. Trump does a lot of great things and some things he messes up on. Come on. We know that. Republicans, right? We can admit it's not perfect. When he was talking last election, I was like, oh, man. Before this one, when he won the first time, I'm like, oh, man, it's going to be tough. And the second one, when he didn't win, I went, oh, man, I wish he just didn't say that. Like, I love what he's doing, but he just said that. I said that wrong. But this election, he went off, and he did a hell of a job. And the Democrats, they just really hurt themselves. Obama really hurt Kamala Harris's campaign, telling all black people, you should be doing that. Can't do that. Having black women come twerk on a stage. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton are inviting black people to come twerk on a stage and dance and sing and do hip hop, they don't follow that shit. They did that for the election. It didn't work for them because you could see straight through it. You didn't see Trump up there having black people twerk on stage. That's just not what he does. Not what he does. He stuck to the script and people followed it. And he's doing everything that he said he was going to do. And I'm just telling you right now, people in the chat, there's a lot to talk about. Listen, be here tomorrow for our live stream. And listen, let me tell you something. I love and appreciate everybody. Let me take the bottom of the screen off because it doesn't really matter about what we're at, about the bottom of the screen right now. What matters is this. I really do wholeheartedly appreciate what you guys do. We have a lot of sponsors come to our show. If you're new to the chat right now, let me tell you something so you know what's going on. We have been offered a very big deal with the network. We did not take that big deal because I didn't start this whole thing to just go, oh, I'm working for a network. I started this to build relationships with people and do the right thing and have live guests on. And through their own credit, realistically, and own problems that I had doing a damn live stream, when I got on here, it was very difficult. And to fund everything and do everything when you had no income to start. When you do a show, you don't have income from the show. The show makes money now, yes. But the show didn't make money at first. You just start doing it and you have conversation with people and you have different camera angles. You were in a studio in downtown and all this. All this costs a lot of money to do. And that's why my goal is to come in and really bring in guests and have a good time, have you guys all calling into the show. And you guys know I want to do it. I'll show you the screen right here as I pull it up here. Bang, you can see right here. Down below, that's where you'll go when you call into the show. It took us a while to fix that because it was screwed up. The internet was screwed up. We had some issues with the damn, with this whole situation. So everything is up and running smooth. I want you guys to know you can start calling in tomorrow to the show live again. I want to get it where it's a live call-in with your phone, a number instead of an email or a link. It makes it easier, to be honest, a number on the screen, call in right now, and you join the show. It's just there is a big commitment to that and the expansion of the show, which we are doing. I love and appreciate you. If you guys are all watching right now, I hope that I can give you information the proper way. I don't just show the major headlines. I show things that people are talking about on all social media to get the understanding of white people, black people, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I want you guys to get the real flow of how people are feeling. But then I give my spin on it so you guys understand. So if you're watching live in the chat right now, here's what I ask you to do. I ask you to hit the like button. I ask you to subscribe because I want you to call into the show and make this show better. That's the reality. I want you to be able to call into the show, have conversation with me, and make this show better. And yes, we have a lot of sponsors coming in. We have alcohol sponsors. We have clothing sponsors. We have attorney sponsors. We got a lot of things happening, and we do appreciate them. And I want you guys to know that without you, there is no show. So just know you guys are the reason why we do what we do, and you are the reason why there is a show. And again, if you're Republican in the chat, I appreciate you. If you're a Democrat, I appreciate you. If you have clips that you want me to show that you think are important, send it to us. You can send it right now. contact@brandonmasonshow.com. If you have another piece of information if it's on Twitter, if it's on TikTok, if it's on Instagram, send it to my social media. We respond to you on social media. If you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got TikTok, you can reach out to us. If there's something that we talk about on the show that you want to know more about, financial stuff, we have financial people coming on the show to talk about stock market and all that, what's going to be happening on the show. If you need information, buying, I can't tell you what to buy, what to sell, because I'm not licensed to do that. But if you have a conversation, you want to show my way, send it our direction, we do it. If you have a business you want people to invest in, we have investors, we have people that can help you out. So I'm here every single day, Monday through Friday. If you don't see me, that is because we are working on something that morning for the show. Or, to be honest, I'm a father and I'm at a school function for my kids. That is the only reason why I'm not here. I'm either working on the studio or I'm at a school function for my kids. So I greatly appreciate you. All love to you. I'll be here tomorrow. Our moderators, thank you so much. The show's growing. A lot of patience. When the internet was screwed up, people were coming and going out. You're like, what am I doing here? I appreciate you. Chrome, Pimple Mama, Christina, Tracy, everyone that comes, all the people that come every day, whether who else in here? I didn't say any name. If I didn't say your name yet, I apologize. Lala in the building. Let me make sure I say everybody's name, all the moderators. Sorry, I had a good group here. Tracy, appreciate you so freaking much. And by the way, Tracy does a lot of knitting, by the way, and she's creating blankets and all that. So she's going to start putting them on there. People that want to get something on there. Leola, we greatly appreciate you. Jeff Lee, Nathan, we love and appreciate you. Thank you. If you have to go, I apologize. But I want to tell you one thing. Tracy is knitting and making these blankets. She's on the show every single day, one of our moderators. She has a bunch of cool things that she she does. She's going to make one for us, and I'm going to put it on here so you guys can see. And if you guys want one, she does some amazing work. I'm just saying. And she's a very good price, and she's absolutely amazing. What a great person. So we have some awesome opportunities. If you guys have any businesses you guys want to talk about, let me know. Send me a message. I'll shout it on here on the show. I greatly appreciate you. In the building, Michael, thank you. Also, everyone else in the building right now, let me see something real quick. Donald J. Plump said, you call Brandon Mason out and his numbers are a couple 100. I don't get what that means, but at any given time, you can call into the show. We'll have it going. I do appreciate you. I don't care if you agree with everything I say. You disagree. I still appreciate you. All love to you. I'll see all of you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We are discussing aliens tomorrow. So make sure you're here. There's a lot that you're going to see. Frank, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Greatly appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, there's a lot of talk. Tomorrow, I'm telling you right now, we're talking about aliens. There's a lot of shit I'm going to tell you. And you'll be able to call into the show. If you have any experiences, you'll be able to tell us about it tomorrow. And we have some people that want to talk about this. So aliens, what's happening? Big time shit tomorrow morning right here. Don't miss it. If you got social media, get out there and add us so I can add you back. I told you, go, when we sign off today, go and add me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Do it right now so I can see your name on there. Leave a message on there so I can follow you right after the show. Greatly appreciate it. Moderators, tell them what to do when we sign off. Refresh your freaking screens, people. Once you refresh your screens here after the show here, about 15 seconds, leave a message on this video, please. And I did have a message on here that tough guy said, trans man able to play women's sports. What's next? Trans men inside women bathrooms. That's the problem we got. That's the problem we got. Imani, how you feeling? All love. I'm putting the chat right now. Love everyone. Love everyone. All of you in the building. Make sure when we sign off, 15 seconds, refresh your screens. Moderators, remember, Christina, Pippa Mama, Candy, Nathan, Tracy, everybody, Chrome, everybody, all our people that have been here before, Jeff Lee, after the show, Amani, when the show's over, refresh your screens, leave a message on the actual video. All love to you, and see all of you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Take care.
Really, any way you look at these polls, Zoran Mamdani is in the lead. So that's why Politico says, really, it's his to lose at this point. So we'll see what happens. Mamdani wants to add free child care and free buses to New York City.